pediatrics. They were slopping down on food. The one kid was chewing, and you could see their own mouth. I said, "Put that bowl of food down." I don't know if her parent was in the background or not. Maybe. I said, "I don't want to see you chewing what you have for breakfast." Oh, it was
No,
awful.
this
Nah,
eat
nah.
it
And
Hi, I'm Nadine Bros Jamison. Um, oh snap, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, keep going.
Hi, I'm Nadine Bros Jamison, and I'm your host, and my friend Janine over here is your co-host.
Hi, and welcome to Shooting the Breeze with Nadine and Janine.
And our lineup for today's show is what's going on in Harrisburg? What's in the news? Our topic of the day, pearls of wisdom, and of course our stinker of the week. Well, Janine, I sure was glad we got together last night because we haven't been together in a few weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was so glad when I got the call from you. Oh yes, let's go out to dinner.
Always.
And we went out and we had a nice little time,
Yes,
right?
we did.
And also, we're glad to be back with Shooting the Breeze with Nadine and Janine. So, why don't we start with what's going on in Harrisburg? Well, people, there's always something going on in Harrisburg, but I'll just name a few. La Cultura, the pop-ups at the La Cultura are the city signature event. Highly anticipated, it's the go-to opportunity to buy from Central PA's up-and-coming businesses. These early stage CEOs are the future of Harrisburg's local economy. Especially known for the diversity, they feature minority businesses and artisans. This event is for the whole entire family, people, the whole entire family. They're 2 blocks down from the Broad Street Market, the riverfront, and the Penn and Safeword Park. You can expect music, wine, and intimate vibes with locals. And this is every third Friday this summer, during the summertime. And the time is 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. And it's at 214 Verbeck Street, Harrisburg, PA. And also, we have Ladies' Night. This is through August the 19th at 9 p.m. Ladies' Night at 306 Riley Street, Harrisburg, PA. Food, drink, and party. Tickets are $20 to $80. Janine, do you know what you would get for $20?
Not much of anything, but I can tell you, it reminds me of the airplane story with everybody in different compartments, and they all play different prices for
Yes.
tickets, and it's kind of a signaling somebody out because you're gonna know
Who paid $20?
who
paid
paid
80?
20 and who paid 400.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm gonna call on that. I want to see what the $400 one brings, but
I'm curious.
we'll talk about that later.
I'm curious, sure. Also, September the 12th at 12 to 2 p.m., Oldies But Goodies Brunch. 306 Riley Street, Harrisburg, PA. Food, drink, and party. Now, Janine, if you're interested, the tickets are $100 to $450.
That's
I wonder what
was
you
referring
get
to.
for $450. Want to call and find out?
I'm gonna call him.
I'm curious.
All right, I'll let you know.
Especially about this 450, bro. Alrighty.
That's insane.
And also says, well, you asked for it and it's here.
Mhm.
If you were born before the 90s, this brunch is for you. Well, what did they ask for, Janine? I sure would like to know.
I don't know.
And also we have Soul Smirk. Now, Soul Smirk is outdoor yoga and meditation at Riverfront Park, donation based. Yoga and meditation beginners and all levels are welcome. The suggested donation is $5 to $10. That's not bad. That's good. Okay. And the days are Mondays and Thursdays. Come rain or come shine. And the times are 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and also 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Rain or shine, Janine. Get out there and get that yoga done. Rain or shine. And I think that's about it for that. So Janine,
Yes.
why don't we go to what's in the news? What's your news, Janine?
I'd be glad to go to that subject
Yes,
since I'm so
it's
well
important.
informed and knowledgeable on it. What do you think of this statement? Unvaccinated people are more likely to get COVID-19 a second time.
Unvaccinated people. Sure.
Do you agree with that
I do.
statement? I mean,
Mhm.
it's somebody's opinion at
Sure.
this point. I don't know that it's been proven.
Sure.
The CDC says if you have not gotten vaccinated and recovered from COVID, it is important to get your vaccination
Mhm.
now. It is a general opinion that the surge of COVID is worse than it's ever been. Healthcare workers will tell you COVID-19 and the Delta variant are running rampant. I read the other day that there are 4,000 people that were reported for Pennsylvania alone. That
4,000.
yes, and yours truly was one of them, which I'll get into in a minute.
Mhm.
Some people say they have had COVID and they do not need the vaccine. And here comes my story.
Okay.
I really at first did not want to get the vaccine, but the pressure at work
Mhm.
was there.
Yeah.
It was indirect. Nobody came to me and said, you gotta get it. But did you get your shot yet?
Yes.
You planning on getting your shot?
Mhm.
Why don't you come with the teachers that are getting it at the
Yeah.
Capitol area
That's
and are
pressure.
meeting
Sure.
here?
That's pressure.
So it is pressure
Yeah.
indirectly. So I
Yeah.
did. So my attitude was, well, I can't get sick.
Mhm.
On July 16th, I called the doctor's office and I said, I have a sinus infection. Because everything felt like that, and I've had sinus infections for years. They just gave me some saline solution and just take Tylenol home. So that's what I did. And the next day, I went to work. I felt horrible.
Mhm.
I couldn't taste food that well. I
Yeah.
felt like I was going to pass out, get lightheaded. All I wanted to do was sleep. But I thought, oh, it's only 2.5
It
hours.
was coming on.
I can push through it. Mrs. Tough Girl can push
Yeah.
through it. My manager came to me when I got there. She looked at me kind of awestruck.
Funny. Yeah. Yeah.
And she
yeah.
said, well, how are you feeling today?
Mhm.
I said, horrible. But it's only 2.5 hours and I'll push
Mhm.
through.
Right.
She looked at me and she said, Janine, don't get mad at me. And I said, why would I get mad at you? I mean, we get along and everything.
Mhm.
I said, why would I get mad at you? She said, do you think you might have COVID? No. I got my vaccination already. I'll go out to my car. I'll go out. My card's right there and I'll show you. She said, that's not what I'm saying. She said, I believe you.
Mhm.
Honest, I believe you. She said, but do you think you could have gotten it? I thought, oh, that old woman doesn't know what she's talking about. So I went home and walked in the door and the room spun around.
Spinning. Yeah.
And I said, what if she's right? So I called my son and he came and got me and went. And the doctor said to me after all the testing was done, I've got good news and I've got bad news. I said, give me the bad news first. He said, you've tested positive for COVID.
Because you told me you wasn't feeling well when we was talking.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
Jenny, do you think you had COVID? You said, no, I don't think so.
No, because I was
Yeah,
under the
sure.
impression that if you got the vaccination,
Mhm.
you didn't.
Right.
So then he said, but the good news is, we know what it is.
Mhm.
And he said, there's not a thing we can do for it. You're going to have to go home and work it out. He said, you can take Tylenol
Yeah.
if you want to. He said, but it has to run through your system.
Mhm.
So I just drank like Gatorade and those kind of things to try to put the electrolytes back in my system.
Yeah.
My sister ordered me a wellness support
Mhm.
pill, and so I started putting some good things in and listening, and I thought it might not take it away, but it'll make it a little bit
better.
healthier
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me to get over it quicker.
Mhm.
Then the one night I went to the hospital and with the emergency room in an ambulance, my sister said I was talking crazy, And I think some of that just
Wow.
might have been from the sickness.
Mhm.
And I said, I can't get ready in time. She said, Janine, I really don't know what you're going to do, but let me say this to you again. They're going to be there in 15 minutes. I sat up and hurried to get
Yeah,
myself
you had to get ready. You
presentable.
had to go. Yeah.
And she said later, I wasn't being mean. She said, but you might not have gone. And she said,
Mhm.
I just wanted to make sure you
that
were
you
all
went.
right.
Yeah.
So they gave me an intravenous thing because of the chance that I could be dried out or
Mhm.
dehydrated. So that is my story, and the purpose of bringing this up is not so much to talk about me, but to understand you still need to be careful. A
Mhm.
lot of people are getting a lot easier
Yeah.
with washing your hands,
Yeah.
with wearing a mask,
Mhm.
with doing what you need to do. And the doctor's office said that the booster shots are coming. They're not ready quite yet, but she said, mark my words. She said, you're probably going to have to get a booster.
Mm.
And I asked her if I could get, I had gotten the J&J. I asked her if I should get Moderna or Pfizer because it seems that they're supposed to be doing better. She
Mhm.
said, it's your body. But she said, I would not mix them
Yeah.
at this
Yeah.
point. She said,
Right.
we in the medical profession
Mhm.
don't know enough about it. You got the J&J, stick
Stick
with
with
the
it,
J&J.
yeah.
So it's just, it's something
Yeah.
to be aware of.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just having had COVID, after having the J&J vaccine, I can tell you people, you can get
You
it
can get it.
again, even though you've had your shot.
You can get it.
Suggestions: make sure to wear a mask for protection until
Mhm.
the COVID wave starts to decline.
Mhm.
Healthcare workers say although antibodies from natural infection may provide some protection against the viruses, evidence shows nothing protects against COVID-19 better than
Right.
vaccines. There again, opinion
Mhm.
for some people.
Mhm.
They said it helped me.
Yeah.
Key takeaways we're summarizing. COVID-19 reinfections are rare, but they do happen. Reinfections might become more important with time as new COVID-19 variants come
Yeah.
into play.
Yeah.
Vaccines protect us from some variants of COVID-19, but we do not know if they will work against all variants.
Yes.
So I'm
Yeah.
telling the medical profession, they still, after all this time, don't know a lot about it. But we,
It's true.
as the public, need to be responsible to take care of ourselves
Of course.
and our families in every way that you deem
Possibly can,
notable.
yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
and each person's going to be different. There are a lot of
Exactly.
different opinions. on it.
Exactly.
I just know for myself, I'm grateful that I did get it because I wasn't in the hospital on a
Mhm. Thank God for
ventilator.
that.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it.
And we did mention a few times on our show before this new one came roaring in that we believe that this thing is not going to go away. And here it is, but the new one, you
And-
know.
Do you know what? On the paper where it's diagnosed, they never did put Delta variant.
Mhm.
They just put COVID, which makes me understand that they don't know a
They don't-
lot about
yeah,
it.
Sure.
Somebody said, was it the Delta variant to me,
Yeah,
a friend? I said,
yeah.
I have no idea.
Yes.
All they have is COVID-19, and nobody brought up the word
Nobody brought it
Delta
up,
in the
yeah.
exact testing things.
Yeah. And
So-
I tell you, I believe that even if this one calms down, there's another one right in the corners lurking to pop out. So it's going to be a new world, you know.
It
We're
is.
going to be walking around with masks on
It's
from
coming.
now on.
It's coming.
And they're not going to close anything down like they did for the first one. The economy can't survive another
It
close
can't.
down.
It
Not
can't
really.
with all those shutdowns.
You know, so the
It's
schools
just-
are going to stay open. Masks are going to be worn. They're going to keep telling us to take the shots, and we'll be wearing masks every day.
Now, what they did at the daycare in the room I worked, they shut it down for a week. The state called me and said what happened, and I told them I went to Texas and was in
Yeah.
a crowd there.
Yeah.
They asked all kinds of
I
questions.
know. I'm sure.
What airline did you
Yeah.
travel on?
Right.
So
Yes. I'm sure.
But I'm just grateful I'm feeling better. I'm back to
I'm glad.
myself.
I'm glad you're back too. Okay, and on the other side of the news, we have Andrew Cuomo. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said Tuesday that he will resign, relinquishing under extraordinary pressure his decade-long grip on power and heading off a potential impeachment by New York's Democratic led legislator a week after the release of a report by the state attorney general that found he has sexually harassed 11 women. And I'm going to quote what he said: "Given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is to step aside and let government get back to governing. Therefore, that is what I will do." Well, busted. That's all I can say.
Busted is right.
Busted. Again, another one. You know, and I say it before, and I will always say it because I know it's always going to be happening. I don't get where these men in power feel that they have to do these degrading things to women. I don't get it. We all know that you're powerful. They know that you are. You know, I don't understand why they feel they have to do these degrading things. All these women want to do is work, get a check, take care of their business, take care of their families, you know, like everybody else, and they want to do it without being harassed, you know, by a man in office. You know,
unless they think they can get somewhere climbing up the ladder. Then women.
oh well, now.
That's
Now,
a different
look,
direction, but
and thank you for that, because that would be another show for us to talk that about. No, seriously, because you brought up a very good point. Because there are women who still to this day do that
yes,
because they want to climb up the ladder,
yes,
and which I think probably makes it even worse. You know, because they think they could just do it to any and everybody. You know, but all these women want to do is just pay the bills like everybody else, take care of the business, take care of the children, and they want to do it without being harassed.
yes, yes.
You know, and for these powerful men that do these things, I don't get it. He have daughters. You understand? He have daughters. Look what I can only imagine what they must be going through with their friends and their friends' parents. What they're saying, you know.
Oh, you know they're in the rumor mill.
Listen, and a lot of times when that kind of thing happens with people in power, people start backing away from you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the fault of the children. It's of the parent. But the children end up getting the back end of it. You know, friends not being so nice to them
I know,
anymore, and
and
it's
bullying.
disgusting. You know.
It's wrong.
So yeah, I just don't get it, and I just hope that men like that will continue to be brought down, because he didn't think of what happened to him. Why would he think that when he be seeing all these other men, you know, getting caught, getting busted? Why would he think he wouldn't be? Well, here you go, right?
Right.
Here you go.
The things, wrongdoing comes to light. You
Yeah.
might get away with something for years and years, but it will come to light, and that's what's happening.
Exactly. So, can we go to our topic for today?
Our topic of the day.
Yes.
Well, I see it here. It says Janine's book signing.
Yay! Let's talk about Janine's book signing.
My first piece of writing was published, and I honestly got to say that I did not go through the steps that you go through for publishing.
Mm-hmm.
And it really did fall into my lap.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something on a ministry, her name is Summer Day, DEY, and she was asking for 500 women
Mm-hmm.
to write stories about their testimony of just really coming to God and trying to
Yeah.
live that kind of lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So I typed it. Oh, at first I felt like an inner tug.
Conviction, yeah.
And I thought, I can't do this. It brings up so much pain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do it. But then I felt inside like I was supposed to, and that other women were going through it,
Yeah.
and somebody might be able to benefit from my
Sure.
story.
Sure.
I typed it up then, cried, typed some more and cried,
Mhm.
because like I said, it's painful.
Okay, for sure.
But then I clicked submit, it was weeks that went by, and I just texted her or emailed her, and I said, by the way, Summer, whatever happened to my story? She said, oh, it's being published. It's been picked to be published, and I want you to come down and do a book signing. And that was really a joyful
I know you were
event.
surprised, yeah.
Somebody asked me a couple months ago, are you a writer? And I said, well, I write for myself, but not for other people. And when that went through, when she said about publishing it, I thought, oh my goodness. So I went to Texas and was a part of that, running around without masks, hugging people. I think that's probably where I got it.
You brought
somewhere
back
along
the
way.
Texans
But
COVID.
yeah, they say Texas, a lot
It was
of
worse,
the people,
yeah, sure. Yeah.
it's a hot spot.
Yes.
But here's my story that I'd like to share. And there were words that were capitalized on purpose because I wanted them to be strong.
Sure.
She said they went through all the editing of all the stories and changed them. But she said on yours, the editor said, no, we're going to leave it.
Very good.
And I was very grateful for
Very
that.
good, yeah.
Here we go. Growing up, I was a quiet, shy little girl. I always felt inferior. I had no self-esteem or confidence. I was not equipped with many skills. The anger, rage, and violent temper of my parents created havoc in my soul. I could never do anything right. Growing up, there was little food on the table, no money in the bank account, or a pleasant word to say to anyone. At school, I was made fun of and bullied because my clothes were dirty, and I had no way of taking a bath except in a cold basin of water. The cold house drew ringlets of smoke as my breath hit the night air. No heat was provided for the home. I shivered until I got warm from a stack of torn frayed blankets tucked around my skinny, frail body. But I prayed and I persevered because I knew there was something better. My father and mother screamed at each other constantly. One night they stood over my bed and he pulled her hair and slapped her in the face. Blood gushed out of her mouth. She was beaten, battered, and disrespected like nothing I had ever seen. But I prayed and persevered because I knew there was something better. I tried to explain to my father that I was embarrassed because of our living conditions and the hell we were living. He called me horrible names, so I prayed and persevered because I knew there was something better. I desired to play the old broken piano that sat in the house, but mice ran across the keys. I could not play because I lived in abject poverty. Yet I prayed and I persevered because I knew there was something better. I saw my older brother abused as he drove the tractor in the fields. My father threw a hay bale at him and he broke into tears. My heart tore apart. I looked up at the skies and prayed. I persevered because I knew there was something better. When I was 18, I received a visit from the local police to let me know my family was in an automobile accident. My father and brother were killed in a head-on collision by a drunk driver. My sisters and mother were maimed. They would be in a hospital for a long time. I began to pray, God, it is just you and me now. And I persevered because I knew there was something better. Because I persevered, I met Jesus face to face, and he turned my life around. It was the best day of my life, and it can be yours too. Because I persevered, I am now a supportive mother to 3 sons, a nanny to 10 grandchildren, a leader in my community, a teacher, a loyal friend, and a wonderful servant of the Lord Jesus Christ. My teaching degree has allowed me to teach 3,000 children in the United States and China. I own a beautiful home in the United States that is warm, full of food and peace. My faith in God has made my journey remarkable. Standing on God's promises has allowed mercy, grace, and forgiveness to bathe my soul. God's peace has replaced anger. Better is where I am because I prayed and persevered. To God be the glory because the victory is his.
Wow, Janine.
So that's it. That's
Well,
my
that
first
is
published writing.
I hate to say it's wonderful because it's sad, but it's a testimony
It is.
for other people.
It is because somebody
It's a
else is
testimony for other
going through
people,
those
sure.
kind of things.
Sure.
So
And congratulations.
it's all good, and
Yes,
now I
it
can
is.
help
And
other
you,
people.
Sure.
You take the pain and you help
Sure.
others with it. That's
Amen.
it. That's it.
Yes. Wow. And hopefully it took somebody out there who's listening.
Yes.
You know, because everybody goes through a lot of things, and you never know, right? Yeah. Yes. Well, Miss Janine, I think we're going to go to our little stinker of the week. Who's our stinker of the week this week? Well, I can tell you who. Gomo. He has to be my stinker this week. He has to be because he got busted, and he was brought down. Although he's back, he says he's going to just go because it's the right thing to do. But anyway, hey, listen, he's coming out of it, and there's a woman who's going to replace him. Isn't that wonderful? Maybe things will be better. Who knows? But Como, you're my stinker of the week because you have. Thank you. Thank you. That's exactly. You have daughters who are embarrassed by what you've done. Your wife is embarrassed by what you've done. Okay?
He's heard a lot of.
How your friends feel. You know, you've heard a lot of people. These women who had to work up under such, I don't even know what to say. But I tell you, I am glad that they brought him down. And I hope this will be a lesson to any other man in power. Because even if you've done it like 30 years ago, somebody's going to come out and put it to the forefront. Just like you did for Como. So you are our stinker of the week, Como. So take that.
And just a segue, do we want to do the pearls of wisdom?
Yes.
The pearls of wisdom for this week are pride comes before the fall.
You know,
And that-
you want to hear the pearls of wisdom, Janine.
Yep. Well,
Yes, indeed.
that goes into what you
Mhm.
were saying. He was so uppity, and his head was higher than everybody else. We can never act that way. You can
No.
feel good about yourself.
Sure.
I'm not diminishing the power of that. You can
No.
you can feel good about yourself, but when you become haughty and you think that you're better than other people,
Mm-hmm.
you are going to fall.
You're going to fall.
So,
You're going to
and
fall.
your nastiness and your dirt is going to be brought to the light. It is. I've seen it so many times
Yeah, I've seen it
in
before
people's
too.
lives.
And I think he see it now too, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And oh well. Well, Janine, I tell you, we have a few minutes left, you know. And I just want to say again that I'm glad that you're back.
Thank you. It feels good to be
I was really
back.
worried about you. I kept texting you, you texted me back, and
Yeah.
each time you said, I feel a little better.
Yeah, yeah.
Next one, it feels just a little bit better, but I'm still weak. I can't eat. I feel a little better, so I'm like, so you were in my prayers, you know.
Thank you. I appreciate
And,
that.
I was like, wow, you know, the way she sounded was just bring back memories when I was laid up for almost 4 weeks. You know,
had it
but,
too
it was
after getting
terrible.
the shot, right?
oh, I got it bad. It was terrible. I told you how that felt.
Yeah.
The same thing, you know. And
Well, I remember
it's
we
nothing-
went.
go ahead.
I remember we went out to eat the one night, and you had one piece of lettuce and a hard-boiled egg on your plate, and
I did, and I didn't even finish the egg, and I knew it must have looked strange to you because when I went in there to eat, it was like I was just feeling too bad to. The food just didn't appeal to me at that moment, and I was like, oh, I just get something. I'm wondering to myself, what is wrong with you?
Well,
What's
you know,
wrong with
we
you?
both
I was
chowed
asking
out,
myself.
and I'm looking at this hard-boiled egg staring me in the face, and I'm thinking, what? What
Yes.
is going on?
And I got to the table, and I'm sitting there with my fork, just picking at the lettuce, and you're saying, Nadine, what's the matter? I'm like,
I just,
Janine, I don't feel too good. You know, and
Yeah.
I did I ever finish that lettuce? I can't even remember. I know I didn't do the
I
egg.
don't think.
I-
No, I mean, you said I just needed to get out tonight, and I'm thinking.
Yeah, I just want because I like
You
when we
not
go
feel-
out to eat,
yeah,
you know,
you
because
not
we have
feel
fun, we
good.
have good conversation, and we discuss our show and stuff like that. And our you know our children we discuss and our families and stuff and all. We just have a nice conversation. I always enjoy our conversations and stuff. But that night, it was like I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't expecting that, really, and I couldn't wait to get home after we had left. You know, when and it really started coming on, girl. But
Well, Miss Nadine, I'd love to go on and talk some more about life, but I think we're coming to the end of our show and our time.
we've come to our end. So, people, we want to thank you for tuning into Shooting the Breeze with Nadine and Janine. We'll see you next week.
And return, ready to listen and hear all the wonderful advice we have to say on Shooting the Breeze with Nadine and Janine. Have a great week.
See you next week.